we have to talk about Michigan and Iowa because Michigan just completely beat the brakes off of the Hawkeyes.
Yeah.
Both of us, I'm sure we're both going to have Iowa in a certain slot in 3 up, 3 down at some point. But I'm just kind of curious, for you, the talking point is always going to be, is Michigan in the same tier as Gonzaga and Baylor? And I don't know, we don't have to frame it like that, but just kind of where are you right now on this Michigan team?
Yeah, they're tier 1. It's no question, right? I held off for a decent portion, but when they came back and the way they looked in the second half against Wisconsin, I was like, yeah, these guys they're tier 1. You can argue if they're the second team, the third team, whatever. They're right. It's Baylor, it's Gonzaga, it's Michigan versus the field. It's now 3 versus the field. If you don't put them there, you're trying too hard. That's just kind of where I am with them. Just watch them because, listen, I thought there was going to be some shooting regression. Mike Smith was not a 48% three-point shooter at Columbia. He was a 36% shooter, I think he was. So it's okay, when is this shooting going to come back? And it doesn't matter because Hunter Dickinson is real. Franz Wagner is one of my favorite players in the country. He's now I know me and you've talked about him off air where we're both yeah, he's the most underrated player in the country. He's now John Beilein, where he's talked about being so underrated, he's overrated. Where it's no, this is who he is.
He's properly rated.
Right. But it showed today. Iowa could not stop Franz Wagner, and Franz Wagner could defend everybody on Iowa.
Yeah. I don't think people realize and I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I don't think people realize how good Franz is when at 1, turning that corner, and 2, the flexibility and the dexterity to be able to get those weird spins off the backboard. It's incredible. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say is, I didn't think Michigan played that well the first half. It was the whole game was just jolted that first half.
Wait, hold on. Are you telling me having 5 official reviews in one half of a college basketball game is too many? Reags, look,
it's the biggest problem.
I know we have takes here, but that's just a little too high.
I know. It's the biggest problem in the sport, man. Listen, it's the time of the year where casual fans come in. Guess what? They see number 3 Michigan, number 9 Iowa, 7 o'clock on the main ESPN channel. Guess what they're going to put on? There we go. And you had garbage foul call, review. And it was just this game,
sprained ankle.
Right. This game sucks. I was this is just that. And to be honest, the game did suck. It was close in the first half. It was a terrible half of basketball.
Yeah, it really was. And it was because no one could really get into a rhythm because of all the stoppages and all the whistles being blown, and the fact that Michigan just matches up so perfectly with Iowa. Iowa never had a chance to get anything going.
No,
when this game was to keep Michigan in the low 60s, and then have one of those nights where they go 11 for 22 from 3.
And they kind of started doing that in the first half, right? They shot well. They started 5 for 11 from 3. That's more than fine. And they held Michigan to 32 points that first half. So you're sitting there going all right, this is the game that we kind of have. Yeah, we only have 29, but we're Iowa. We can score in the second half, except, that's exactly why Luka Garza is who he is as a prospect and why he's a really, really good college player. But if you have Hunter Dickinson and even Austin Davis and even Isaiah, the whole group, I think Dickinson's the one leading the charge, where you don't have to double down. You can throw a double down to trap on Luka, but it just takes away Iowa's entire offense. And to me, they don't have that guy like a Franz Wagner who you sit there and go, all right, our guys, Dickinson was getting taken away a little bit on the offensive side. Michigan just looked at Livers and Wagner and said, you guys go make plays.
Yeah.
Iowa doesn't have that. Wieskamp, Frederick, I like their games, but they're not guys you sit there and ISO on the wing and say, go ahead, go make a play.
Yeah, I mean, Wieskamp a little bit, he's added that to his game, but mostly their whole value is the whole way that this offense is built is give the ball to Luka, let Luka go to work. When you inevitably have to send a double team on him because Luka overpowers anybody in the post, then it's kick out, swing, wide open 3. Kick out, swing, bang, attack, close out, got a layup that Wieskamp gets. It all centers around the ability to get a post touch and to put the defense into rotation because you have to do something with Luka or he's going to score one-on-one. The problem with this matchup against Michigan is Hunter Dickinson can take him away.
Yeah.
Like Hunter Dickinson is like the one guy in college hoops that is like really perfectly suited to being able to do that. Like even Kofi just is not. He's a little bit more foul prone, and he's not quite as like he's stronger, but he's not quite as immobile. Like Hunter Dickinson is a wall. You run into him, and you're not like you're bouncing off.
Right, and Dickinson and Garza are the same exact speed running up and down the court, which is not fast.
And neither of them both look so goofy when they run. I would love to see them be in like a 400-yard dash.
Oh, it'd just be like winded coming down the stretch. I loved watching them in fast breaks. Like they're trying to get in secondary transitions, and there was one time Michigan literally had to slow down and go on a real half-court set because Mike Smith just ran into Hunter Dickinson in the high post. And it was like, you could just see like Smith was like, God damn it, here we go.